Okay, in this vlog, this is the second in the series for where we're discussing functions and what a function is, what it looks like, what the rules are for functions, and how to analyze them. Right now we have some graphs looking in front of us. We have two graphs of functions. We're only looking at the pictorial representation and not the equation or the function and then the algebraic terms. So we have domain, which is input, and range, which is output. So here. So, see what's written here. Domain is our input, it's our x variable in this graph. It isn't always x, but it can be other variables as well. But right now, x is our independent. And now range is y, our output, our y variable. I use two words here I haven't introduced before. Independent, meaning it's independent. The x value is not influenced by anything else. The x value is the input, okay? It depends on nothing. It's independent. Now the y variable, how do I know it's dependent? Y is because as x comes in, we map the x value to the y value, so y depends on what x is. That's why it's a dependent variable. Y is not on its is influenced by x. Now the first graph with a straight line, it's hard to see, but here it is. Now, if you think about the domain, what is included? What's in that line? Does x equal -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, or 3? Nope, it has one value for x. So what that means is whatever we put in, really, it's one value. X equals -3. -3, -3, -3. If you were to plot the points on this line, you would always have the x value be -3. That's the domain. Now our range, the outputs, the y values, the answers, you'll say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way up. And then -1, -2, -3, all the way down. So it means all y values are part of the range. All real values. Every y value on the y-axis is involved, is a part of the output set. Now the other graph, we see a red line, like a horseshoe. It's a parabola, it's called. And what x values are involved in this? What x values could be plotted on this graph of a parabola? Now, parabolas go on forever as they go upwards or downwards. It doesn't turn in, it just keeps going out and out and out and wider and wider and wider, which means every x value on the x-axis will be involved in this graph. Now, our range. Now, are all y values involved for our range? We can see there's a minimum value here. Below the curve, there's no values included. So now I can see where the bottom is, where the floor is. If I were to count, let me see here. Okay. All right. So our lowest y value is -5, and then on up are included to our range. Now where does that go? Forever. So up to positive infinity. Okay. Now we need to know how to write this range. So the square bracket means -5 is included in this set. This graph does include y equals -5 and up to infinity. That's our domain or range for that graph. Now, on this graph, as it goes down, now we need to think what x values will be plotted on this graph. Now, as we see the arrows, it goes on forever. All the way down. That means all x values will be included in this graph. Now our range. There is a maximum you can see, 0, 4. So it goes up to y equals 4. It's included in the graph, and then it goes downward from there to negative infinity. Now, as far as our range, we always start with the lowest value and go to the maximum. So we'll start with a negative infinity, 4. Okay. Negative infinity isn't really included. It's a concept. It's not really a number. You can't touch it. That's the range for that graph. Thank you for watching this vlog, and we'll see you next vlog.